Hello everybody, live here in Roswell, Georgia. Currently looking at some pretty dark clouds out here. Some severe weather heading up from the southern portion of Atlanta. And as we can see these dark clouds, I don't know how well all of you can see the darkness of these clouds, but they are fairly dark. We're looking at some severe storms moving up in through the region of just to the northwest of Atlanta and northwest of Roswell right now, and looking at them just starting to pop up all around the area. And let me set down this camera right over here, see if I can balance it pretty well on this thing. I believe I can. I've done it before. Alright. I hope my head's not cut off, but if it is, I'm quite sorry for that. Currently seeing these storms starting to move up into that north-westerly direction, and as they're doing that, they just begin popping up out of nowhere. But, of course, that's because we have that high-pressure front off to our west right now, pushing in this direction, while the storms are being able to push in that northeasterly direction. And as they're pushing up there, we've had this pull from the moisture in the Gulf all over the past 3 days. We saw those little pop-up showers yesterday, but these are a little bit more severe, including just now published severe thunderstorm warning up into just the northern portions of Fulton County and over into the northern portions of Cobb County. And we're also looking at some severe weather out into our next-door neighbors in Alabama, but I think that we here in Roswell, Atlanta, going all the way over to Athens, and then down south as far as probably near just north of Savannah, Georgia, and that reaching all the way up into about Jasper. That's going to be our best area to see severe weather, as the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center has put us into a slight chance for those severe thunderstorms. Of course, because it says slight, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be some storms that are intense, but there will be those storms, mainly looking at a possibility of some stronger wind damage than anything else. There's only about a 2 out of a 10 on the Torcon scale for tornadoes. That comes from Dr. Forbes at the Weather Channel. And on the Storm Prediction Center, lower than 2% in all areas, but looking at that 10% chance for some wind damage. And just to give you some perspective, it only goes as high as 60%. So really, if we want to go out of 100, we're going to look at like a 30 to 40% chance of seeing some storms out there that have those severe wind possibilities, and that's going to be gusts in upwards of 40 miles an hour for a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued. You need an over pea-sized hail or winds in excess of, I know someone's going to look this up and tell me that I'm wrong, but I believe it's 59 miles an hour, or maybe kilometers per hour, but, you know, miles per hour is going to work right now. The rain is starting to pick up a little bit more right now, and you still see the sunlight. There are some of these dark clouds, especially off to our east right now, but those are beginning to push off into that northeasterly direction. The storms are going to the northeast. The major ones are to the northwest of us right now, but they are beginning to pop up. I have not seen a mesoscale discussion on this yet, but I am expecting one to happen. I'm not really looking at a big chance for a watch to be issued this evening, seeing as we don't have all of those right elements for those severe storms to begin popping up. But of course, I may be wrong. They may put out a medium or a possibility for those watches to be issued. Of course, that's all to come. And of course, if one is issued, we will try to let you know all immediately. Over our next few days, we're going to see these storms continue through the area, and it's going to turn into a pretty good rain later into the morning hours, say 4 or 5 a.m. That will turn into one of those big rain things, just this giant, it's basically taking up the entire state of Mississippi right now. That is coming in our direction, and it will pull over here, and we'll get some good rain, and we definitely need it, clear this pollen out of the air, and to successfully cool us down just a bit, bring us back to those nice spring temperatures after the high front moves over us. But then we're looking at a spike in the temperatures again, going back up into the 80s as the week continues, and moving our next chance for rain, other than this storm, which will last through tomorrow. Next chance of rain looks to be on Saturday, the 21st. So, although I am looking forward to going to the mock trial and hopefully judging there on the 21st, the afternoon festivities may see some rain. I'm hoping not. We're constantly hoping that we don't see rain on that day, but it is a possibility that that could happen. And of course, if any more severe weather moves up into our region, we will try to be live with all of you as soon as possible. But in Roswell, Georgia, for the HM Weather Service, I am Chief Meteorologist Zachary Lyon.